Hey everybody out there on YouTube, welcome back to the studio to Stinky Robot Studios. I'm Michael Smell. Thanks for showing back up again, guys. Yeah, we do live streams here. We create a piece of art from start to finish. Yeah, that's what we do here on the channel. We create lots of different work. So hopefully you'll join me. We're going to be working with acrylic inks today. I encourage everybody to grab a piece of paper and a pencil and draw with me. We're also going to be introducing a new drawing contest. I'm going to be doing, not a drawing contest. We're entering a new subscription contest. So if you want to enter to win a net print of mine, I'm going to be giving it away on June 16th. And I'll show you what that looks like right now. So June 16th for a subscription contest, giving away a limited edition signed G-clay print of Rusty's Pigeons. So if you want to win that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and jump over to my website, stinkyrobotart.com, once you've subscribed. And there you can enter the form right there on the homepage. So guys, I encourage everybody to get into the drawing, get yourself ready to win. We're also probably going to give away a couple of the live stream drawings as well on that date. So yeah, jump in, draw with me, guys. Some of you may realize that last Thursday we had a little bit of a snafu. We were about to go live, had a few people in the waiting room. It was all about to go, and 5 minutes before we went live, my Greyhound Chubbs, he had a big seizure. So unfortunately we tried to push the channel back later on to go live later, but it just didn't quite work out. So you'll notice today, unlike normal, we have a little bit of the drawing done. A lot of that had to do with me trying to go re-live, and it just, at the end of the day, I ended up just canceling it and saying, sorry, we're gonna have to try again next week. So, but here we are, Wednesday, which is a little bit different this week, but we're going live to work on this one right here. So we are starting out with just an iguana. I'm not doing the robot today. We're gonna do an iguana, just the head. I kind of have already drawn out, like I said. Normally I do it from start to finish, but today we have a little bit of drawing already there. So I think we're gonna jump in and just start inking it up. If you guys found this video and you're giving it a watch for the first time, do me a favor, besides hit that subscribe button, smash that thumbs up for me, show me a little bit of love. WT, how's it going, my friend? Feel like it's been a long time. Last week's little hiccup kind of threw us off schedule today, didn't it? Let's see here. Feel free, guys, to join the chat if you wish. Or if the video's afterwards, I'd love to hear your comments, so you can drop me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know about my work, or if there's anything in particular, any animals or robots or something you want to see me draw. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Also, be fantastic if you enter the next contest. Drop a comment and say, "Hey, I'm entered. I'm in." Let me know you've subscribed and entered the contest. And WT, make sure you get entered as well, my friend. And we're gonna do the iguana. I used to have, well, I've never owned an iguana, but I've lived with several. In college, I shared an apartment with my brother for a while, and he is a reptile fanatic. Yep, doing another contest in case you missed the intro there, WT. June 16th, I am drawing. I'll show it one more time for fun. We're going to be drawing for this right here. Another print of Rusty. This one is a limited edition G-clay print of Rusty's Pigeons. That will be the main prize on June 16th. Followed by 2 runner-ups will win a live stream drawing. So, got to June 16th. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, jump over to the website, and fill out the entry form on the homepage to get yourself entered into the next drawing. June 16th, that's right, WT. Also, WT, check your email. I'm going to send you an email in the next day or two. I've been talking to my wife about something pretty fun. I'm going to shoot you an email about it. So, just trying to give back a little bit, just leave it at that. But yeah, anyways, I've never actually had an iguana, but I've lived with a few, I said. And my brother, he had 2 full-size iguanas when I was roommate with him, and a 5-foot Asian water monitor named Miami. So we used to have, well, I've got quite a bit of experience for these guys. Both the iguanas were full-size. I mean, I would say they're probably maybe a little over 3 feet long, but they were really, really neat. And we let them pretty much roam the house or the apartment most of the time. We only caged them in the evenings, and yeah, they were awesome. The iguanas, they thought of people as a heat rock for the most part. So randomly, from be watching TV and you'd have a full-size iguana just kind of start scaling up your leg or climbing onto your shoulder, and just it'd sit there and just sleep on you because you were a human heat rock. Now the Asian water monitor, that was the fun one. Have you ever seen Asian water monitor? They're the second largest lizard, second only to the Komodo dragon. They're direct cousins of the Komodo dragon, just not quite as deadly. And then they get huge. And we had one that was probably pushing 4.5, 5 feet. And we'd take him out for walks on leashes and stuff. My brother would, at least. He still has just a ton of reptiles. But the we've got stories I could tell about about them. I miss having lizards. They were a lot of fun. I could do without the snakes. My brother's really big into snakes anymore. He has a lot of snakes and a lot of reptiles. But I could probably do without the snakes. He's the only person I know that actually has a reptile room, an entire room dedicated to reptiles. I think at one point they were breeding snakes and they had well over 100 snakes. I don't think they have at that capacity anymore, but yeah, for a while they really had quite the little breeding operation going. We're just gonna kind of lightly ink this guy in. Get too much hair on the head because this is gonna be a little bit washed out. You'll see. You know, we're not doing a direct copy, but we're gonna stay pretty true to the drawing or to the image here I have. We'll take some liberties, obviously, translate it into a good drawing. Let's see. There's a lot of discussion right now about how to expand this channel, and it's going to be happening real soon. So, another reason to get subscribed, because we're about to take things to the next level here pretty soon, and I'm pretty excited about it. Kind of starting to get my YouTube legs underneath me a little bit, so we're feeling a lot more comfortable with what we're doing. And things will start branching out pretty soon. Let's see. Gonna keep the lines pretty simple because we're still gonna go over with acrylic ink, cover up a lot of this stuff, and then we'll work details back out of it again at the end. Scales, lots and lots of scales. All right. So let's see. So one of the reptile stories. Why not? So we had, like I said earlier, we had a Asian water monitor named Ayame, super cool lizard, and she, being so large, would literally just go in her cage at night. And we pretty much let her have roam in the bathroom. So being an Asian water monitor, she loved water. So what we would typically do is, at least for a few hours a day, every day, we would fill the bathtub up with water, and she'd just spend the whole day going in and out of the bathtub in the bathroom. She pretty much that was pretty much her domain, and we just got used to having her in there. You know, we'd had her for, I don't know, probably well over a year at this point, and completely over. I never thought the thought never really occurred to us that she'd be in the bathroom. And one of my brother's friends had brought over these couple of girls that had never been to our house before, didn't know anything about it. They'd been in the house maybe 10, 15 minutes. One of the girls needed to go to the bathroom. So, you know, she went back, we just told her the bathroom's in the hall. She went back there. Thought never even crossed our mind to warn her that there is a 4.5 foot Asian water monitor in the bathtub. And about a few minutes later, all of a sudden, this blood-curdling scream comes from the bathroom. And she's just screaming, "Get in here and help." She did not care that her pants were around her ankles. She did not care that she didn't know who we were. She wanted us in there to get that thing off of her now. And she was completely freaking out. She was sitting on the toilet, and the lizard had climbed out of the tub, up her leg, and was starting to climb up on her lap and curl up. And again, she's just a giant heat rock. That's all. Ayame would have never bitten her. She was completely tamed. Very much handled. We handled her constantly, so she was really of no threat. But she did not care. She wanted that thing off of her, and she wanted it off of her now. It was, needless to say, they did not hang out very long. So that was the first and only time those girls ever walked in our house. I have no idea who they were, and we never saw them again. But oh, it was so funny. I mean, for some people that would have been the absolute most nightmare scenario, to have a 4.5 foot lizard climbing up on top of your lap. But in retrospect, boy, it was funny. All the neighbor kids absolutely loved us because my brother would put the lizards on a leash and take them out for walks around the apartment complex. So everybody kind of got to know us as the lizard people. Hey, what's up, Tattoo Tank? Welcome in, bud. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my brother, I think he's got a couple of iguanas. I think he's got a full size or two. I know he's got another Asian water monitor. We lost Ayami. She got egg bound about a year or two after we split apartments, and I got married and moved out. I think she got egg bound, and unfortunately we lost Ayami, the water monitor. But He eventually got another one. I'm pretty sure he's got one named Dino now. I'm not sure how big Dino has gotten, or if he still has him or not, but they are a lot of fun. So what you been up to, Tank? You drawing with me tonight? You just hanging out? So this will be the ear, which the iguanas have this flap, which is like a little thin membrane of skin, and it's actually their ear. It vibrates sound, so that at some point here will become the membrane. Some of this stuff I want to keep pretty generic or basic. I don't want to get too much detail in some of the areas. Again, we're going to build up color here in just a minute, and then from there we'll go back over all these lines all over again. So this is going to be a very ink heavy piece. And again, plus I'm trying to remember what I started last week here, because I started this, like I said, I started the drawing last week during the unfortunate medical emergency live stream we had happen. So if anybody's had a seizure or a dog that has grand mal seizures, or a person for that matter, you know that they're not fun. They're not fun. He's doing okay today, but he's 12 years old, and I think each seizure gets more and more scary for sure. I absolutely love having animals and pets around me. Nature is just, in general, I just love all forms of life. We've always had a lot of pets growing up. We have a lot of pets here in the house. In fact, pets are just, to us, they're family members. And right now we have the one dog and 2 cats. Well, we had an elderly dog, an elderly cat, like a 19-year-old cat. Cat that has diabetes, which is fun. And we have 6 guinea pigs, which is about 6 too many. I do not have one, but my wife has 2, my daughter has 2, and my son has 2. I'm not sure how that happened exactly. Well, I know how it happened. Did you know if you buy a boy guinea pig and a girl guinea pig on the same day, and you keep them in the cage for a very short period of time before getting in a second cage, you have a lot more guinea pigs? Magical. But yep, happens quick. Happens real quick. So I don't want to get too much crazy. There's going to be a lot of these scales in this neck area, and these flaps basically. So I don't want to get too carried away with it right now. I'm just kind of giving a few circles in here just so I can kind of see where we're gonna go with it. You know, where the curves are because I don't want to put two straights of line. Those kind of just represent the folds that I want to put in here. So we can probably go and put a little bit of straight line in here. I don't want to add too much straight line. Alright, gonna have to add some, that's for sure. So we're gonna kind of cap this out pretty quick. Let me know in the comments below, what kind of animals have you had? What are the bizarre pets you've had over the years? I've had guinea pigs. When me and my wife first got together, we had cats, but we also had a couple of ferrets. We had a lot of ferrets. We had 3 at one point. I think I've had a total of 6 ferrets throughout my life. They're such a fun animal. Ferrets are the funnest, most entertaining pets you can have. Stinky, but fun and entertaining. We've had ferrets. My wife one day brought home a couple baby starlings that just fallen out of the nest. They were just hatchlings, no feathers, no eyes weren't open yet, but the nest had blown over in a storm and they were laying on the ground and pretty much could not be released back in the wild. So she brought them home. We hand raised a couple starlings. That was a lot of fun. And starlings talk too, so they ended up having mimic birds that had quite the vocabulary. They loved to mimic my alarm clock, which is a lot of fun. Especially because they loved to be up all in the morning. I didn't get up till noon because I was working in the bars back then. So I'd come home, I'd sleep all day, and I'd have my starlings doing fire trucks and my alarm clock all day. That was fun. So we used to have 3 babies. We had 3 starlings that we had for several years. The ferrets. I lived with my brother. We had the iguanas, the Asian water monitors. When I was a kid, I had a horse. Used to do the 4-H thing and had a Shetland pony named Amber. I've had all kinds of pets throughout my life. You know, not quite as many as if we were on a farm, but man, sometimes it felt like we were. We also grew up, my dad we were really big into hunting when I was a kid, and we raised English setters. My dad used to breed bird dogs, English setters, so I used to grow up training bird dogs too, so. That's one of the reasons I absolutely love to draw nature. Even though I do robots, I still add a lot of animals, I add a lot of nature. I love animals, I love nature. So, they show up in my work on a regular basis. And my grandfather used to paint real Western art, so he did a lot of animals. It just kind of, I naturally gravitate to it. I think no matter how technical my work gets, I love juxtaposing my mechanical work or my robot work with animals and other elements of nature. To me, that makes my work complete. So. See here. All right. Hey, cat. He had possums. Yeah. Those are pretty unique. I used to have a friend that had a skunk, and I always wanted a skunk. Especially my last name is Smell. I'm Stinky Robot. I feel like I should have a skunk hanging out in my studio with me. Hey, Stace. Welcome in. Oh. Alright. Now we're just going to kind of feather it all out this direction. Like I said, right now we're just putting in the base minimal amount of scales and stuff that we need so far. And we're going to start working on the color. Alright, let me look it over real quick, see if there's anything else that I want to do. We're going to add a lot of scales right through here when we're all done. For now, I think this is going to start us off. Yeah, we're going to go with this for now. Okay. Let's race and take this thing to ink. Ooh, there's a line I missed. Triple check here, make sure, because once I erase these lines, they are gone. So better to make sure that I have them right now. Okay, that's gonna do it for now. Yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds like you had a lot of critters. Were you guys on a farm? You guys are in a small community, I know that. Yeah. Every once in a while, there's a pet store near our house. It's had a couple times we've gone in there. They've had prairie dogs. I'm like, oh, how much fun would a prairie dog be? I have no idea how much kind of work a prairie dog would be. Well, they're not actually prairie dogs. They're the Kansas ones. What are they called? No, it's prairie dog. I think that's right. Nice. Alright, we're going colors here, guys. Obviously, we're using blues and greens and oranges, some yellows. I think that's pretty much going to be our palette. Let's start off just a little bit of background noise. Not a lot, just a little. Let's go in here with some... just so this head's not completely floating off there in space. Let's add a little something to it. A little flesh tone, which I'll probably bring this in with that orange here as well. And then, of course, we're going antelope. What else would I use? If I can find it. Well, there it is. Yeah, we were raised in a pretty rural community as well. I mean, it's like I grew up doing 4-H, so pretty rural. Little town, about 7,000 people is where I'm from. For those who just showed up, just a quick reminder, today I'm announcing the next giveaway drawing We're going to have another contest on June 16th. So same rules as last time if you have done it before. If not, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. First and foremost, it is a subscriber competition. So first, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Second, jump over to the website. It's listed right there below. StinkyRobotArt.com. And the entry for the contest will be on the homepage. If you've entered for a previous contest, you will have to re-enter again, as I do delete the emails after the contest is over. So I do not have anyone's contact information kept beyond the contest date. So if you want to get entered in this contest, make sure you enter again. Again, go to StinkyRobotArt.com, fill out the entry form on the homepage, and you must be a subscriber to the YouTube channel. So go ahead and take the opportunity now. Hit subscribe. Smash that bell notification so you know next time I go live. Every time I go live. As well as that thumbs up button. Show me a little love. If you want to drop me a comment and let me know, hey, I'm subscribed, or hey, I'm entered in the contest, let me do that. Also, let me know what kind of animal you want to see me draw next. If I did more animals, what kind of animal do you want me to see me do? What's your favorite critter? What kind of critters did you have growing up? I'd love to hear. Give me an idea of something to draw and paint. Let's see here. I kind of just do like a random shape here. P-Funk-a-ton, what's up, my friend? You entered in the last competition. Make sure you get entered. Jump over the website whenever the video's over, guys. Make sure you enter again before you forget. And this time we're giving away a limited edition signed print of Rusty's Pigeons. It's a 16 by 20 print. And we're giving away, probably gonna give away at least 2 of the live stream arts. I'm not sure which ones yet. I'll pick. As the dates get closer, I'll have the kids like to help me pick out which ones are gonna be for the contest. So I'm sure we'll get with them and they will help me decide which ones we're gonna go up. And you don't have to wait for the contest. You can always jump over the website now. The live stream art is always for sale on the website. If you want to go ahead and pick one up now. They are done as blind boxes, but you do not have to. You just drop me a line. Let me know which one you like. As long as I still have that one in stock, I'll ship that one out to you. Just drop me a line on the contact page on the website if that's something you're interested in. Let's see. I don't know. You know, it's kind of, I guess I'm doing the whole diagonal thing right now. Oh. Run with it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I don't want to add too much to it. So I can just some subtle lines, just kind of give it some character. That's just about it. Alright, we're gonna call that good. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. There's gonna be a lot of detail in him, so we just wanted a little something to break the background up. That's all we're doing. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's start off with this one, a little waterfall to get it off. That little the color should give it a nice base. Then we'll go in some blues, some oranges, some greens. Some grays, some whites, all kinds of colors. Just kind of want to keep this watery and blend it in. Honestly, the looser the better, I think. We don't have to get too crazy with it. It's just gonna damn near just color it paint itself, I think. So we're going to set a personal goal for myself here. I think we're going to really shoot for that 1,000 subscribers by end of summer. So we're going to be stepping this channel up. There's going to be a lot of fun things coming down the pipe. We're pretty excited about it. There's a lot of changes coming real soon. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of fun stuff coming. As we rise in subscribers, we're going to rise up the giveaway prizes as well. So first, we just started off with the live stream art, and we're going to start branching up some really neat prizes. I think right now at this point, we're going to be doing a drawing once a month. That's what I'm looking at initially, with a special drawing for, say, 500 and 1,000. Well, sounds like Speedy was quick. A name like Speedy. That happened with a buddy's parrot. We went to a little park and we were all playing hacky sack at this little park when I was in college, and a friend brought his parrot out. Thought it'd be fun. So his parrot flew all the way to the top. Probably a 40-foot tree, 40-foot tree. No chance of getting him out. Took him a few hours to coax this parrot out of the tree. Whoopsie. That was the last time he brought the parrot out without a way of getting him down. Yeah, that'll happen. I think one of our full-size iguanas had a missing tail. Saying he was a rescue, though. It happened before we got him. Like a lot of my brother's reptiles end up being rescues, where people just didn't quite know what they were getting into when they got them. Right now, we're just kind of blending these colors together and just kind of mixing them up. I'm not overly concerned with getting all my colors just perfect right now. Just kind of building. We're going to start building other colors into it as well. Alright, let's bring in a little bit of the turquoise. Not going to add too much blue. We're going to add a little bit though. Right. Who's been smacked by an iguana tail? That's something that hits harder than you think it would. Getting thumped by a tail. This thing's... Well, they can swing their tails, boy. They'll let you know they didn't like something. After your time, you're like, what the hell did you do that for? I was trying to feed you. Too close to my food or something. Okay, just kind of filling this out a bit. Fun times. Fun times. Okay. I don't want to get too much blue on here, so I think I'm probably going to stop that pretty soon. Let's move into some green next. Alright, remember we're working light to dark, so we're just kind of building our textures as we go. All we're doing right now, we're just building up our textures. A little bit at a time. Really tempting right now just to paint the whole thing green and just, you know, go with that. And that would not look good. So we're gonna take our time and go a little bit and just build. Build as we go. We're only sitting about 43 minutes, so that's pretty good on the time frame. We'll start adding some oranges in a little bit. That should make a lot of difference. Aha. Okay. We're gonna add just a little bit of this color in, but we're not gonna get carried away yet. Again, we're light to dark. I still have some of this color out. This is the flesh tone. We'll be going more in the orange way here in just a minute. But for now, just a little of this. Again, as you notice, I'm not filling it all in color. I'm just kind of leaving it where there can be highlights added later, if we wanted to be. And we'll add some shadow details in here as well. Cool. And definitely in the ear flap here. We'll be building up more darker colors, more greens and everything else right on top of this, but getting a base of this orange tone down by flesh. What's up, Stace? Looks good, thank you. If you're hanging out watching this and you haven't joined the chat yet, do me a favor, jump in and say hi. I'd love to hear from you. You know, if I be in the chat, hit the comments. Let me know what you think. What kind of animals have you had in the past? What's your favorite animal? Any ideas for me to draw, paint? I'd love to hear them all. I'm always looking for a new idea, and if you got a fresh new idea for me, yeah, drop a line, let me know. Yeah. When we come in for that final inking, that's when you'll see the biggest change will happen right near the end. We will have to go back and do a final inking process, the very last. Right now we're just we're building the color that's going to go underneath the ink. And then we'll build up on top of there. Again, this is just an inspiration as in a reference point. We're not trying to make it exactly like that. Just kind of using it as a guideline of just a guide for the iguana head. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good start thus far. Let's add some green. Let's see here. Go the lime green. Everybody knows that lizards are green, right? Gotta have some green in there somewhere. But we need to keep it nice and subtle. We don't want to overdo it. Really easy to overpower this color. May seem somewhat counterintuitive for a lizard, but less is going to be more. We're going to let, honestly, more of the blues and that orange show through more than anything else. But a little bit of green, just a little bit of green, is going to make everything else look more green. So this is definitely an exercise in less is more. Okay. About all I want in there is that. Maybe just a little tiny bit up here. There we go. Again, we're building everything from the bottom layer up. So if you want to see what it's going to look like, the full impact of it, you got to stick around to the end, because that's where it's going to get real fun. Alright, so now we can go back into the darker orange, which for this case, raw sienna is going to be the color we're going to go to. And we're going to add just a small punch of orange, just a little bit, not a lot. So I'm going to use some raw sienna. And I'm going to use a little bit of red earth. Just a little bit. Very little red earth. Mostly mixed with the raw sienna. Just to darken the sienna up just a little bit. And where's the orange? There she is. Okay. Not going to require a lot of orange, that's for sure. Okay. Now I'm going to switch this a little bit, and let's stay with that brush for now. We'll get up to the finer brushes here at the end. Okay. Again, I want to stay kind of spotty with the darker colors. We do not want to paint the whole thing out one solid color. Now here, I'm going to go in a little bit. Let's see, where's my number 3? Use this just a bit, build up a little bit of little orange. Okay. Splotchy colors will pull out pretty nicely here. And gotta keep just a little of this darker red. I think I want to take that with a little bit of this antelope here. Let's mix this up. Yeah, they were just blending that out. Huh. Thank you, Cat. I think they'll look pretty darn sharp when I'm done too. If everything works out as planned. There's always a vision in my head where I think it's going to go. It doesn't always end up in that location, but we always aim and strive for it. Okay. I made a really cool iguana piece for my wedding gift to my brother. When he got married, I did a really neat iguana painting. It was my wedding gift. True story, my brother, the one who's absolutely obsessed with reptiles and has so many of them, actually went to the pet store and met his wife. So we always joke with him that he went to the pet store and got a wife. True story. And she is just as crazy about reptiles as he is. It was a match made in a pet store. Plain air painting. I'm not sure I actually know what that is. I'll figure that out, what a plain air painting is. Clean air painting. Oop. Not quite. We want to stick that's primarily. We'll add a little orange in here. Primarily, this is going to be kind of a bluer thing going up. Leave me a comment if you guys know what a plain air painting is, 'cause I'm curious. I have never heard of that, or if I'm even saying that right. Oh, yeah. I want to take my paint palette outside and paint outside. Well, I have not done that in a very long time. That is something I probably should do more of. Yeah, that's something I should definitely do more of. Maybe more when you have kids. That's problem I have when I go outside is typically I'm doing something with the kids. Either we're fishing or playing ball or hiking, or whenever we go out camping and stuff, we're swimming, we're you name it. When you have kids, you find yourself doing a lot more those activities. But I think you're right. I think that's something I should do more of, and it's actually something I've been considering. Now that I started this channel, I'm thinking, like, when I go camping, it might be a lot of fun to do, like an outdoor painting or a live stream from an outdoor somewhere. I think that could be a lot of fun. That's another reason I think I need to start carrying a sketchbook again. I used to carry sketchbooks with me everywhere I went. Or I was before I started carrying diaper bags everywhere I went. But I think that's probably when the sketchbook thing actually stopped. When been trading a sketchbook for a diaper bag, I haven't quite done as much as I used to, but I do miss carrying a sketchbook for that reason. So I would always, if I found something I wanted to draw, I'd just sit down and draw the tree or draw the whatever it was in front of me that I wanted to draw. I admit I'm not doing that as much as I should. And that's something that should probably change soon. Hey, Pisco. And it's starting to look, this is going into that muddy phase you guys are aware of. First time watching, a lot of times we start light, start working our way darker, and at some point in the middle we start looking real muddy. So we're entering the muddy phase. But believe me, we come out the back side of it with something really neat. So stay tuned, we're gonna have a don't give up on the work just yet. I always say it's always gotta get dirty before it looks good. Alright, 1 hour and 8 minutes. It's time to say it one more time, guys. If you found the channel the first time here, reach down, smash that thumbs up button, give me a little bit of love, guys. Goes a long ways when I'm over here working real hard and trying to create something cool. It's always fun to see how many thumbs up and likes I get at the end of a video. Drop me a comment, let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Coming up June 16th for all of my subscribers is going to be a new drawing contest. And I'm not going to grab the print right now because I got ink on my hands. Here, hold on one second. Let's just go ahead and do it now. Okay. Got my print gloves here. Let me grab these. Make sure I don't actually get some ink on it. I'll show you guys what you can win on June 16th if you enter the competition. Real simple to do. Subscribe to the channel. Then once you're subscribed, jump over to my website, stinkyrobotart.com. And on the home page of the website, there's an entry form. Just fill that out. Let me know your name. And this is going to be the prize this week, or this month. June 16th, we draw in for this. This is a limited edition giclée print on rag paper. It is Rusty's Pigeons. I'm giving away a copy of Rusty's Pigeons to one lucky winner. As well as, two runner-ups, I will be giving away some live stream art. So probably for at least two of those. I don't know which ones we're going to give away yet. We'll find out a little bit when we get a little bit closer to the drawing date. So it's really easy. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel, jump over to the website, fill out the entry form. Boom, you're in. You can drop me a comment and say, hey, I subscribed. So leave me a comment. Let me know you're in. The more the merrier on that, for sure. Yeah, I know you missed it because of your grandparents' house. That's too bad. But hopefully you got a chance to go back and watch the video. And got to see the Lamborghini bottle finished up for you. It was a lot of fun to do that day. It's just too bad you couldn't be there. Alright, here we go. We're just gonna kind of darken this up. Trying to get this just right. Again, this all makes sense once I start doing that final pass with the ink. So that is what should be happening. Got a little more of this waterfall in here. Now, typically, near the end, I will be going over with gray and white in order to make the piece pop a little bit more and make it look like to where I'm looking for here, like reflections. But this time we're going to kind of do it on the scales and make it look more dimensional. I go ahead and darken up some areas now. Now we can come in with a little more bold colors over top. Again, we're in the muddy phase, so let's get good and muddy and make it look good and dirty. At least dirty in an art way, not the fun way. All right. Too much. Lighten that up a little bit. Alright, and we're just getting darker. Hopefully you guys can see the textures start to come out. See, get an idea of which direction we're going with it. Right. Alright, we're getting close. I'm going to come in with those highlights and shadows. earth. Orange. Where's the dark? Okay, definitely want some more in this. All right, love the colors and background effects. Thanks, WT. We're getting there. I'm gonna come over here in just a second, darken this up with some blues. And then we're going to do the highlights and stuff and the grays in here, and it should start looking magnifique if I can pull it off and make it look right. The big old if. I got faith. Then you have a little more green. We're still in the darkening phase right now. We're darkening it up some. Just a little bit of blue in there as well. Mix that color up. Okay. Look at that green. Let's bring some more. All right, now let's go into the indigo. Where is that? Payne's gray. We will need that in a minute. With the indigo first. Green. I think it's gonna be a glorious day when I find out how to get an organization system going for these inks. It's gonna be a glorious day, sure. All right. This is where it's really going to start looking like it's coming together. Starting to add in the lights, the shadows, before we go into our final inking. Right. Yeah, it's gonna start slowly looking like an iguana finally. Hmm. Okay. Too dark. Nice and here comes the mouth. All right. we're gonna basically outline all these ones in the jaw right there. This dark indigo. Some of this get covered over by ink at the final pass, but some of it will stay showing. Give us a nice color break, another nice color separation. So right in here looks like a lot of that gets thinned out pretty thin, stays thicker underneath that, like this here. We don't get too much water, but I don't want to be so I'm running about a 50-50 ratio right now, my water ratios. Now I'm going to switch over to some thinner line stuff because that's a little... These other lines are going to be way thinner. So let's go with, yeah, this one. Again, keeping about a 50% ratio. And getting the lines a lot thinner. Water. Keeping this nice and thin. Cool. We'll add a little bit, once you get this all done in here with the indigo, we'll add a little bit of touch of gray here and there, and I will follow that up. The highlights. When you get the eye as well, it'll be a nice, beautiful orange color. We use a little more red in the eye, I think. We need to make it pop. Okay, good. Too much water on here, it starts to not really show at all. So maybe it's that happy medium. Ah, that's why I'm out of indigo. I'm like rubbing water on water, blue tinted, but it's not ink. I was starting to wonder what is going on. Well, let's put a little more ink out there, the indigo, and that should help out a bit. Where are you at? Hour and 30 minutes? Okay. Not doing too bad there. Alright, I'm realizing this is not quite the right brush, so give me a second here. I'm going to switch out brushes. And really, the brush I need is going to be, of course, not there. 1 second. go. Yeah, that works better. Now I won't need to circle every single one. Just enough to kind of get the idea. Alright, trying to get my big old head in the way here. Nose. I'm gonna come back here and just a little bit on the bottom back end of each one of these. We're gonna start feathering it out at this point, but we want to add some shadow, just almost like a rivets if we were doing a robot. These are scales, more of a big lumpy scales. Thank you, Stacy. All right. Getting pretty close to where I want to be next, so taking a quick look here real quick. Let's go back to the bigger brush. There we go, this one. Add some more the deep shadow where it needs to be. come in with some Payne's gray and a little bit and darken some of the shadow work up. But for now, we'll just keep it all in indigo color. For now. Once we do the ground for the final inking, because that's when the whole thing will come together. Right now it's still building layers. Final process when it all comes to life. That should be a lot of fun when we get there. I know I'm looking forward to it. Alright. Now, we're going to come in with a gray. Oh, that's not gray. That is metallic. That would have been really interested. Yeah, no metallic. Let's go gray. Just gonna mute down some of the brightness of the colors. That's all we're really doing right now. Just certain areas, so it's not quite as bright. Right before we come over here and add the shadow details. Or the highlights, sorry, the shadows. The highlights is what we'll add after this. I don't want to keep it too gray. We're trying to keep it nice and thin. So we're doing very watered down, graying out. We'll do some white highlights in the beginning, saving some other of the white highlights for the after the inking process. That'll be the final bright highlight pops. We'll do that last. Yeah, every time I've done an Iguana, I've just been like, man, I love this thing. I don't know what it is. Somehow I absolutely love doing iguanas. Had some real good luck with it so far. Sure. Thanks, Tank. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a lot more animals and stuff on the channel. I've done a lot of robots up to now. I think it's time to showcase a little bit more of what I do than just the robots. Because I actually do quite a bit more than just robots. But if you just saw the channel for the first time, you might assume I do mostly robots. Or all robots. So I think we'll start showcasing a little bit. A little more variety on the channel. Like I said, we have a lot of fun things coming up. And those are all getting ready to start pretty soon. We've gotten pretty comfortable with our YouTube legs here. We're starting to walk on all fours in some regards. So I think it's time we start branching out, pushing the boundaries a little bit more, what we can do. So what you've seen on the channel so far is just the beginning of what's about to happen. I'm looking forward to it quite a bit. In fact, me and my wife we've got a scheduled day here at the end of the month where we're going to be sitting down and pretty much laying out a timeline of how things are going to go down, and making there's going to be a lot of transitions, a lot of new things coming to the channel. Like I said, we're going to be making an honest push to get things all the way up to 1,000 subscribers come into summer. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of art coming out of the studio. I am really looking forward to. As long as I can keep my dog from having more seizures before live streams, that would be great. Man, I don't know if it looks as good on camera as it does in person, but ooh. I'm with you, Tank. I think this is one of my favorite live streams at this point. It's looking sharp. It's all about how you build your layers. Once you start thinking about your artwork in layers versus, I mean, a lot of people kind of start with the idea of what they want to do and they jump straight into blocking in colors. And you've seen how I start extremely light, my thinnest layers first, and I slowly work, all the way up through the muddiness. Then we start cleaning things up after the muddy. Once you can start taking your work to that point where you're no longer thinking so linear, you're thinking more three-dimensional, almost like sculpting. It's kind of the best way to explain it is if you start sculpting things out with ink, sculpting things out. You start with your raw block and you got to start blocking it in. Then your work will truly turn a corner and you'll have a much better piece at the end. But all you gotta do is create many of them. Always remember, your first painting is not your best painting. Your best painting is always your next painting. Fill your closet full of failures. Mess up 100 times, and you'll start to really get good at art. Sure what I'm doing there is a good idea or not. Just kind of blend that out. I'd rather do that in actual the ink. Just and some highlights. That's probably gonna look a lot stronger. Go. That's much better. Oh, let's see what time. Yeah, sounds like the kids might be back from the skating rink finally. Who remembers skating parties? Well, I know I do. Kids are. Tomorrow is the last day of school, so today's a big skating party near the end of the year. When I say the last one, they do like one every month. They do a lot of skating parties. When I was a kid, those were just the best, right? There was nothing cooler than the skating party.
She's gone. She'll never be back after what happened. This place will be a ghost town by next year.
Right. That's looking pretty muted now. Yeah, when you get to the muddy part, it is where most people want to stop. And it's also the point of the most frustration. So a lot of people kind of get frustrated with that point, and they're like, okay, I think this is as good as I'm going to get it. I don't want to mess it up any further, so we're done. But push through the muddy part. When you get to the muddy section and you're like, okay, I've gone as far as I can, I'm going to mess it up, push through it. In fact, purposely push through it. Fail. Take it to beyond the point where you've gone too far and you failed and it's now longer good. Do that a dozen times, 2 dozen times, 3 dozen times. You'll start learning your limits about when to actually stop. That'll be one of the most beneficial exercises you'll do, is that allow yourself to fail. You'll actually be surprised when you do that. You push things to the point where you're not actually pushing it to fail, you're pushing it to success. And the more you push it, the more successes you'll have. And you'll find it, there's a medium right there that you don't know exists just yet until you break your limits. If any of that makes actually any sense at all. It makes sense to me, but basically what I'm saying is allow yourself the freedom to fail. That is one of the hardest things to do, is I sit there and start a piece and be like, okay, I'm going to work on this piece for hours and hours and hours, and when I get to a certain point, I'm going to push it even further. It's pretty scary to do. It's a comfort zone thing. But only by breaking that comfort zone will you see how far you can actually take your work. Like right now, where I'm at now, this is probably where I would have stopped 3 times over again. You know, my previous art, I would have passed several stopping points. Okay. That's looking pretty sweet. Guys, I'm about to go in and do that final inking process, which, you know, not sure how much it's really going to need. We're going to try anyways. We're going to ink it one more time, add a little more panes, a little more white. Alright, leave that a bit. First, let's do the eye though. Not that eye, a little flame red. Now, the flame red's gonna be super subtle. I'm not making a big flame red eye. I'm going back to the red earth, going back to the orange. But to make it stand out just a little bit from all this other red and orange we did, just a hint of flame red and little pieces here and there. All we want. Just a hint. Alright. Orange. A little bit. Little indigo. When I'm gonna take some Indian yellow. Actually, I might go with the ochre. Yeah, maybe the ochre. Shake this first. And a little ochre, a little white. When I go into the highlights. White, yellow. Looks pretty good on the eye. And a 5, an 8, a 3, and a 1. We're going to use a lot of different line weights here now. Start off here with the 8. Let's work with our big one, and work our way to the small. Where we sitting? 2 hours right on the nose, so Now I'm not covering up all of this berry. We covered blue. I'm just covering up some. So the black is the darkest color in there. And it fades out through that blue, that indigo, out into the lizard. Okay. These are thick lines here. Oh boy, this alarm on my phone's going off. Alright, Tank, what we got here? Yeah, Tank, you can always just email me, bud. Just go to the website and email me. I had it. I had your email. Yeah, I don't have any addresses anymore. After the contest, I always delete. If you enter a previous contest and you gave me your address, I will not have it any longer. You'll have to re-enter it because all of the contest entries actually get dropped into my email box. So after the initial contest, I always clear out the emails, so I do not have them anymore. So yeah, you'll have to re-enter all the information one more time if you wish to enter the contest. Or if you want to just email me your address for whatever reason that you. No, I do not archive addresses. Now, if you, I can archive emails if you wish to on the website add to my subscriber list on my email chain, whatever it is, whatever it's called. All right, that was probably not the smartest move I made right there. I'm not going to outline anymore. I'm going for more of a realistic look at it. It's subtly realistic. That's all right. You live and you learn. You make mistakes and you grow. Now we're just kind of going through, re-inking everything, cleaning it up. that looks pretty darn good like that. So let's switch up now. Go a little bit smaller. 8. Going to the 5. Alright, we're giving him the scales now. So the darker the shadow is, the more scales that we're going to draw, and the lighter it gets, the fewer I will draw. Yeah, looking pretty good. There's literally hundreds of these little scales I could draw, but I'm just going to do little ones and represent it, and then we're going to go in here and I'm going to tap them with little white highlights in there, make them pop, and that will, should at least look pretty darn good. There's a lot of scales, a lot of scales. And this is kind of making it a little more stylized. So it's not fully realistic for any means, but it's just a stylized form. All right, how many of you guys are still with me all the way here to the end? We're getting pretty close. How many people are still hanging out? Make sure you hit me with that thumbs up. If the video is already posted and you're watching this after the fact, hit me with a comment. Say, hey, I watched your video this length. Again, let me know what kind of animals you like, what kind of animals you want to see me draw. I'm always open to suggestions, feedback, comments. No guarantees I'll draw them all, but I'm always looking for inspiration to hit. So, if you got an idea or concept, drop me a line. Let me know. Alright, tattoo in his tank and his wife. Catter in house. P Funk at Tone is still hanging out with me. Awesome, guys. Thank you. You guys are awesome. All right. Land of 10,000 circles. Tiny, tiny little. Try to make more squares, some circles, some oblong. Slightly different shapes, patterns, textures. All right, we're digging in. Ooh. Make your wrist sore. All right. Now let's switch this up. Let's do. Okay. Now we're gonna come back and just add a little bit of, just a couple of half circles in here. Not a lot, just some. And they're the cheating circles, so they're not full circles, they're just kind of little. Better add some more full-size circles up in here. All right, there we go. Sure enough, good enough there. One last drop. Let's go down into the 0.3. I don't think I'm not going to go all the way down to 0.1. I might. Let's see if it's absolutely necessary or not. It's actually pretty good right there. All right. I call that good. Now we're going to go into that Payne's Gray. We've not gone all the way to Payne's yet. For that final shadow detail. And then one last time. A raccoon mixed with a basset hound. That's... Draw it. Let's see it. That's your assignment next week. My next week, Tank, I want to see a raccoon with a basset hound mix. Let's see what you got. Alright. Okay, we're going to go into the shadow details. Knock it out. And we'll go touch a little bit of highlights on the very end of it. Sorry about that alarm there. It's hooked to my daughter's Dexcom, so apparently she's either high or low. Mama should be taking care of that for her. Let's see real quick. Check her. Yep, she's a little on the high side, so the alarm will keep beeping. I apologize, but she's already got that correction downstairs, and her blood sugar will start coming down in a minute. All right. Okay, we're gonna add just a little. Okay, we're doing our final details. This should make it look more, shooting for more and more realistic with every layer. I lost track. How many layers are we on now, guys? Quite a few layers. Don't want any hard lines, so never get a hard line accidentally. I'll get just straight water and clean it up. Yeah, I wanted to tell my brother to watch this stream. He's going to get a kick out of this one. And the colors just are amazing, don't you guys? I love the colors on this piece. So this is probably one of my favorite color palettes I've done so far. Palette is just great. Trying to get all these folds to look right. Too thick. Let's thin that down now. This is the final stretch. We're just about to finish this up. A little bit of that nostril. And it's the highlights. Okay. Get that white ready. Of course, the right on that eye. Get a little more white out here. Alright, 2 hours and 21 minutes. So we should be done here in about, I'd say by 2.5 hours. I'd say we're less than 10 minutes away for sure. So stick around to the end, guys. We're almost finished, so I can peel it, do the peel and reveal. So you can watch it all the way through the end. Now we're just going through and soften everything else up. That's good. That's good stuff. And I want to just kind of dot each one of these circles. Ooga, you have a text message. I bet that is my buddy Joe coming. He is coming over tonight. My prints behind me laid out are his. He's working on getting a bunch of prints done up. He has a tattoo convention to work this weekend. So he's getting everything ready for the convention. So I imagine he's on his way over here so he can do some more printing, getting ready for the show. This is looking great. I'm super stoked about this one. I think we're gonna have to do more work like this on the channel. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with it. Well, we're finishing up here, going through the final details. We're so very close. Alright, he's gonna keep on hooging me. Yep, Mr. Joe Anderson. Waiting on the apprentice to finish closing up the shop, and he is on his way. Okay. I'm gonna call it. I think that is looking pretty darn sharp. Happy with it. Hopefully you guys are as well. This one turned out awesome. I don't know if it needs a border. You know, I think I'm just gonna leave it as is. So we can just peel it, and I'll leave it. We'll throw a front mat on it, show you what it looks like all matted up. Alright, let's get this ink out of the way. One last time I'll show off the work, guys. This turned out awesome. I'm super stoked about this one. I really am. Now, it's gonna be a little more tricky to get off. It's been sitting on here for almost a week now. Since last Thursday's failed live stream. Again, I apologize for anyone who was in the waiting room on Thursday wanting to go to the live stream. We were all set up. In fact, I even had both my kids had an art project they had to do, So they were going to work with the studio with me. I had them both set up in their station on Thursday. And 5 minutes before we went live, my wife is screaming and I had to run downstairs, and our dog Chubbs was having a grand mal seizure, so kind of threw the whole day off. It was unfortunate, but you know, sometimes, like again, life, it happens. We do the best we can to go live here on this channel. And this week the schedule is a little wonky as well. Again, life. We've got family in town visiting relatives, and so we had to do a few adjustments. Tomorrow's live stream, if I'm able to go live stream, I'm going to try really hard, will be an early live stream because I'm actually going to spend the whole day smoking ribs because we're having a barbecue tomorrow night for the family that's in town. So we haven't seen them in a few years due to COVID. They just moved back from Thailand, so we need to spend a little time seeing them. We will be going live very often. Hit that bell notification so you know every time we do go live here on the channel. We got a lot of fun and exciting things coming up. This channel is about to go through a major change here real soon, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of the fun and exciting things coming up. Let's put a mat on it. And then one last time, guys, thanks for showing up. Hit that bell notification so you know when we go live. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. There she is, all matted up, looking fantastic. Switch over here and split screen. There we go. Oh yeah, that's so awesome. Crazy excited about this piece. Once again, guys, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, get that bell notification for you know when we go live. We're gonna be going live a lot here on this channel, a few times a week for sure. We got fun, exciting things coming around the bend. June 16th, put it on your calendar. That is going to be the next drawing. The drawing we're going to do for Rusty's pigeons right here. So, there we go. Limited edition G-Clay print on rag paper. It's available on my website at stinkyrobotart.com. But we're going to be doing a drawing, giving away one copy of that print, as well as 2 live stream artworks. Yet to be decided which ones they're going to be. We will make that announcement getting closer to the drawing time. So June 16th, if you want to enter the contest, it's real simple. Make sure you subscribe to this channel because it is a subscriber-based contest. Jump over to the website, stinkyrobottart.com, down below. Fill out that entry form on the homepage. Guys, I wish you the best of luck. We'll be live here again real soon. Hit that bell notification. We'll see you later. Bye, guys.